Okay guys, so to start, I'm just going to go over everything that we're going to be using. So here I have this 3mm cord by Bobbiny. It is in the color coffee. You can see there's 100 meters, and then it always has the suggested hook or needle size on these. To make our purse, we're going to use about 1.5. My hook size is a 6mm or US J10. You can use a stitch marker. I don't have one on hand, so I'm just using a bobby pin. And yeah, let's get started. So I just want to show you because I find it helpful to see what we're going to be making when I'm learning something. To start, we're going to be making this base right here of the bag. Now, if you've never used this cord before, you have to find this little end with the knot in it, and you want to make sure it's not tangled up to start with. Okay, and you just slowly pull out some length because you don't want it to get all bunched up. So you'll see me doing this several times throughout the video, but I just like to get enough to get me going. So there. Okay, so to attach the cord to the hook, we're going to do what's called a slip knot, and the easiest way that I know how to do this is you literally take your cord or yarn, put it over and then over the back so it looks like that, and then I'm just going to scoop that through there and pull it. Okay, so you can rewind that or fast forward if you know this already. Then it should just go on like so. So that's our slip knot. And now what we're going to do is we are going to chain 26. And how you do that is, I like to hold the little tail end there, and I'm just going to go, I'll go really slow so you guys can see it. So I go yarn over, pull through that loop, and that's one chain. Okay, so again we're going to go over, pull it through, and that's 2. So we're doing this 26 times. So yarn over, pull down and through. So it should be looking kind of like braid. Okay, now I've done 26 of the chains. I just want to take a little pause from that one because I think this is really useful. If you've done knitting or anything like that, you know that if you drop a stitch, you're in big trouble. Well, with crochet, it's actually totally fine. So if you find in this project you can't remember what number you're on or anything happens, it's so easy. You can just pull it out, find out where you want to loop it through, and then just carry on. So even if you've made a mistake and you just want to pull it out, it's no problem because there's always going to be that little loop there, and you can just start from where you left on. Okay, so now we've done the 26 chains, and what we're going to do, this is called in US terms the single crochet. So this is a lot like a square knot in macrame. If you know this one stitch, you can make just about anything in crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to make our first single crochet, not into that one where this cord is coming out of. We're going to go into that second one. We're going to go right, see if you can see that, right into that chain. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to go yarn over, pull it back through, and now you should have 2 loops on there. And we're just going to go yarn over one more time, and we're going to pull that one through both of those. Okay, now for the next one, we're going to go in that next chain that we've done. Okay, so the next one over, we're going to go right into that loop, yarn over, pull it back through. Now we have the 2 loops on there, yarn over, pull it down and through both. Okay, now for the third one, so these are the single crochet. We're going to go into that 3rd chain, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over, and through both of the loops. Okay, we're just going to continue on making single crochet until we hit the end of our 26 chains here. Okay, so I've done all of my single crochets up until this is the very last chain, that one right there. Now for this area, we're going to want it to come up and over. So in this one chain, we're going to do 2 single crochet. Okay, so we're going in once, and this is just for the very last chain on the first side. Yarn over, pull through, so that's 1 single crochet in that chain, and then we're just going to go in through the same one, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through. Get that little tail out of the way. Now what we're going to do, we just did the 2 single crochet in that last loop, and I'm going to mark my stitch so I remember that. Okay, just put that over top of that last stitch there, and now I'm going to work my way around, and I'm going to start to single crochet the rest of the other side of this chain. So now I've done single crochet all up the other side, and if you can see that little guy right there, that's our last chain that hasn't been stitched into. So just like the other side, I'm going to do 2 of the single crochet in that last chain there. Okay, so whatever we did to the first side, we're going to do to the second side. Okay, and we're just going to go back in that same one. Okay, so we just did 2 in that end, and now we're going to do single crochet all the way down this side. But now you can see we have these knots that look like this from the single crochet, and where we're going to knot into is we're going to knot in through this sort of V shape. We're going to go into it over that one, under that one cord. And we're going to go yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. I just need to get more cord. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate that a couple more times. So we have that V shape there, and we're going to go in through the middle, just that one cord we're going to go through, okay? Pull through, yarn over, just like that. So we're going to do that the whole way down. So once more, we're just going through that one cord, scooping it up. Okay, so now that I've done all the way up until that stitch with the pin in it, okay, so that one we know was the starting one. And now what we're going to do, we're going to do the same as last time, and we're going to do 2 single crochet in that one for this round. So we're going to go, I'm going to take this out actually. So that's 1, and right in that same stitch we're going 1, and then our second single crochet. Okay, now I'm going to mark that stitch, and we'll do single crochet the entire way around until we get to the other end. Okay, so I finished up that side, done the last single crochet there, and you can see that very top one there. We're going to do the same thing as the other times. We're going to put 2 single crochet in that one loop. Okay, and now we're going to work our way down right up until we get back to our stitch marker on the other end. Okay, so here is the stitch marker, and I've stopped just before this one so that there's going to be these three on top. And we're going to do a little bit of a different pattern this time. So we're going to go in each stitch, we're going to go 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 single crochet. So we're doing 2 in this first one, back in. I'm going to do 1 in the second, and we're going to do 2 in that third one. Okay, so we did 2, 1, 2. Now, oh, we gotta mark those off. See where I started from? Oh, right there. That's my first double. Now I'm just gonna work my way around till we get to the other end, and we're gonna do the same on the other end. Okay, so this is the second side. So we found the 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna do 2 in there, 1 in there, and 2 in there, and then single all the way back around till we find that stitch marker again. Okay, we've come back up to that stitch marker again, and that marks where the first double single crochet went into the first round there. I'm going to take that out. What we're going to do is we're going to do in these loops, we're going to go 2 single crochet in that one, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so 2, 1, 1, 2. So there's the first one in that one. Now, second, and now I'm going to do 1, next stitch, 1, and then for the fourth, I'm doing 2 in that stitch again. Okay, and now I'm just going to do single crochet all the way till we get to the other side. Now I've reached the opposite side and I have the top 4 stitches there. We're going to do the exact same thing as we just did. So we're going to do 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so 2 single crochets in this first stitch. Now we're going to do just 1. One more time for the next one. We're just doing 1 through that stitch. And then for this fourth one, we're doing 2. Okay, so this will be the bottom of the bag. And now from here on out, it's going to want to flip this way. I have to tell you, it's going to want to flip that way. So you have to kind of start making it go into place almost. But from here on out, we're just going to keep working our way upward. So we're not going to add any more expanding ones. It's going to be all single crochet the entire way around. Okay, and we're going to go up until you've reached the height of your purse that you'd like. So I've done a few rounds upwards now, and you can see how that's where the expanders were, and now I'm working my way up. So I just wanted to touch base and show you guys how it should look. And we're just going to keep going up for a few more rows. Okay, so as you can see, I've made quite a bit of the body now, and we're still going to do a few more rows upward to add more length to the bag. But as you can see, I'm just about out of that first bundle of the Bobbiny cord. I'm going to show you how to connect the second skin of the cord. So basically what we're going to do is, I've just completed my last one. Well, I'll do one more just to demonstrate. So we're going to go right through there. We're going to make a single crochet, hook it through, and now I'm going to leave that cord to the side. And I've already pulled some length on the second ball, so this is the new cord coming. And now I'm going to put that through. Oh, I should show you. I want to leave about 6-7 inches of this cord, a tail of it, just so that at the end we're going to clean up the two together. So we're going to go through that one. We're going to scoop the new cord through. Okay, we're going to make sure that we're not using the tail end, so we'll tuck that few inch tail over there, over and through. So it's just business as usual from there. And if you need to, you can stop and rewind that one a few times or put it in slow motion. I'm going to show you. So on the inside, we're going to have these two cords sticking out. And what I personally like to do, I was going to wait till the end to show you, but I'll just show you now, is to fasten it. You can either get a knitting needle and knit it through these stitches here, so it just goes downwards and then it's quite secure. But for myself, I just like to make sure that this is never going to come out, so I'll just do a quick double knot there, nice and tight, and that's how I finish it off. And sometimes I will tuck it through those stitches there just to make it look nicer, or I'll just, if it's for me, I'll just trim it off right there like it is. So like I said, we're just going to go up and we're going to do a few more rows. For this particular size bag that I'm making, I'm going to do from the very bottom to where the handle comes out of is going to be 26 rows. So you'll count them like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So up to 26. Now, you can customize your bag any way you want. You do not have to make it that tall. You can make it taller if you like. You can make it shorter. If you wanted to, you could add more of the extenders at the beginning as well to make it wider. So it's really up to you. But for myself, I really like this size. So I'm gonna go up the 26 rows with this one, the new one that we're using for the tutorial. All right, we have done all 26 of the rows. So now I've achieved the height of the bag that I wanted. And now we're going to start on the handles. So for this, you can use either stitch markers, or I'm just using these bobby pins that I've kind of stretched out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I have folded this exactly in half so that these ends right here are going straight up. And now I'm going to go to the top, and again, this is an area where if you want the handles to start farther out, or if you want them closer together like this, feel free to do that. You do not have to go exactly by these numbers. This is just how I did the original one, and I really like how it turned out. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to count from this very first full one here. So you can see that little knot there. Okay, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to mark off that seventh stitch there. From the other side, you can see I just took my crochet hook out and I left that as is. So from the other side, from the very first full one, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to mark that one off. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. We're going to do the exact same. So making sure it's nice and flat. These are lined up, coming up to the top here. And I'm going to count from the very first full stitch that we see. So it's going to be that one. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will mark that one off. Now from the other side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm just going to put my hook back in, and I'm going to do single crochets up until just before where we've marked off that stitch. So I'm going to do 6 single crochets, exactly how we've been doing them, and then I'm going to show you how to attach it to this 7th stitch there. Okay, so now I'm going to remove our stitch marker, and we've been doing single crochet through this back loop here, this back string, and this time we're going to do through both. Okay, so we're going to go right, I hope that makes sense for you guys, right like that through both of these, just so that we have a stronger attachment where our strap is going to start from. And I'm just going to do the same as before, so I'm going to pull it underneath both of those cords there, pull over and scoop through. Okay, so that's what it should look like. So now to make the actual strap, so this part here, what we are going to do is we are going to chain 42 stitches. So we have that last loop still on there, and we're just going to yarn over, pull through, and that's 1. Okay, yarn over, pull through, and that's 2. And we're going to do that until we get the length of the strap that we want. And once more, again, this is an area where you can totally customize this bag. So if you just want a shorter one, a shorter strap here, handle, you can probably get away with like maybe, I don't know, 30. If you want a really long strap so that it's more of like a tote bag, probably around 60 or 70, I'm assuming. But for this one, I'm just following the same pattern as I've made here. Okay, so now I have chained 42 chains here, and we are going to attach it to where our other little stitch marker is. Again, we're going to be going through both of those cords this time. Same thing, just so that when it attaches, it's nice and secure. And how we want to do that is we're going to make sure that this is all facing like this, so there's no twists or anything like that when we attach it, because that will mean our stitches will get pretty messed up when the purse is done. Okay, so you can see I have that sort of, it looks like a braid facing all upwards. Okay. Now we are going to attach through this one. So we're going to take, we're going to go through both. Now we're going to get that nice and close together. We're going to yarn over, pull it underneath both of those, yarn over and through both. So this is where you want to make sure that this attaching stitch is quite tight so that there'll be no gaps and it's not going to loosen up. And then again, we're going to double check and make sure that that is all facing upwards so we don't have to pull it all apart. And it looks good. So now until we get to the other stitch marker on the other side, we're just going to go back to the first single crochets that we were making. So once more, we're going to be going in through that back cord there. So just the one, no need to make the double. Okay, so now we're up to here, so we're going to do the exact same as the other side, and we're going to put our hook under both of those cords. Yarn over, connect it nice and tight. So it looks like that. And now we're going to, once more, we're going to chain 42. So yarn over, pull it through the existing loop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it should be looking like that braid again. Okay, so we're going to go all the way to 42. So I've chained 42 once more for the second strap, and I'm making sure that that is flat and lined up. And once more, we are attaching into here, going under both of those top cords there. And we're going to pull that nice and tight, yarn over, pull through, and done. Now we're just going to do the single crochets once more, just like the other side, through that back cord there, until we reach the other strap. Then I'll show you how to proceed from there. Okay, so I've done those single crochet all the way to the other side, and now we have reached the other strap. So basically you just want to make sure once more that that is pointing upwards like this, so sort of it looks braided. Okay, and we are going to go in through there, yarn over. Sorry, this is the last regular stitch, I should have said. And now we're going to be going into the strap. So we're going to start with this very first little loop here, and we're going to go right through the middle, pull through, yarn over. So again, just a single crochet. But the important thing is that we're going in through these little knots right here. Okay, so I'll do that again. We're going to go, oops, in through the back. I'm going to show you like that. Yarn over and single crochets. So we're going to do that. And you'll see, I'll try to separate it. So we're going to go up through there. So just those simple single crochets the entire way along, going through those knots. And you can see it's coming along quite nicely. So that's what it should start to look like. Okay. So now you can see that I've done the strap. The strap is completely done. We are going to connect it right down into that very first stitch down there, okay? We're just going to go through that back one, so back to normal. There we go. And we're going to do that all the way around until we have reached the other strap, but I'll just show you quick here how it should look when it's attached. Let me move this. So that's what it should look like. Okay, now I'm just going to finish working my way around. As you can see, I've come up to the very last stitch before the chains start for the handle. I'm going to go over this one more time just to make sure that everybody has a full grasp on what to do. Now I'm just going to go through that stitch. Okay, I'll let you see close up. So it should look like that. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, through both. Okay, now through the next chain. That's the beginning of it. So I'm just going to work my way around the whole strap here. Okay, so once more, we are at the end of our strap. And what I'm going to do now, I guess I should show you first. We're going to be finishing off the bag, and we're going to do it with an invisible stitch to close it up. So you can see here that I have ended the bag, but so that it just looks nice and seamless. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish by doing the single crochet right until we get to this midpoint right here. Okay, so just those same ones as before, and it's really important that once we're over here, you can see the strap, we make sure that we get it right in this very first one, just to make sure that strap is nice and secure. So I want to show. Now off to that midpoint. So I think that will be my last stitch. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to cut our cord, leaving about several to a dozen inches. And now we're going to take that and we're going to pull that tail end through. Okay, so now we just have the string like so. And we're going to go through this next stitch here. I'm going to get closer. So we've pulled this string out, and now we're going to go in through the next stitch, right through there. So we're going through both of those cords. Okay, so do you see how it came out from there and went under the next two? Okay, for the one stitch there, we're going to pull it through, and that's what we should look like. Now I'm going to go to the inside. You can see that it's coming through right there. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put my hook through that one there and this one from the previous stitch. Okay, this can be a little bit tricky, but it all works out. Oh. Okay, so through like that, so we have that bottom one and that top one. Then we're going to loop the cord through, and we're going to tug it down. Oh goodness. Okay. Now we're going to take that cord and we're going to loop it around. And we're going to pull it back through those two. So now when you look at the top, it just looks like it's all joined together nicely. Give another little tug. Okay, so you can see it comes out from there. And this part you will probably want to rewind and rewatch several times. I know it took me about a dozen times trying and watching videos to learn how to do this. So yeah, if you have any questions or need help with it, just leave a comment in the comment section. I'll be happy to get back to you. Now to secure it, so we can do it through any of these loops. I'm just going to stick my, and it might even be easier to use a smaller hook for this part, just because this is quite chunky going through. And I'm just going to attach my cord. I'm going to pull it down through that stitch. And you can do that as many times as you want. So if you want to do one more, so we're just going to loop a cord from one of these stitches onto our hook. I'm going to hook that yarn, pull it down through the loop. So you can see that it has secured it through there. Now once more, I'm a little bit crazy about these things, so I like to knot it as well. So I just take it like this. We're going to make a loop. I'm going to loosen this just for a sec. Go back through and just pull it into a knot. So again, if all you want to do is loop it through several of those previous stitches, that's fine. But I like to add a little bit of a knot at the end, just because I like to make sure it's extra secure. So there you have it. You can see it's the invisible stitch. Now we're going to do a once over of our bag. Cords, the straps are looking fantastic. And that's all there is to it. Congratulations if you made it all the way through and you have crocheted your first bag. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and I appreciate your support. Thank you so much.